Hi there, Gavaskar. So you've got some new essays for us. Well done. Let's get right into it. The topic is vehicle-free days. Do the benefits outweigh the disadvantages? Let's see. Okay. So experts throughout the world have debated the pros and cons of restricting the use of personal transport. Many governments implement vehicle-free days by banning the use of private vehicles and force people to use public transport. I think the strategy has greater advantages than the disadvantages caused by it. This essay will discuss both sides using the examples from the Singapore government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. All right, it's perfect. It's perfect. I mean, there's no area that I would correct. I mean, you're doing exactly what you should do right here. Okay? So, there is ample evidence that vehicle-free days have, positive impacts on our environment. The central reason behind this is twofold. Well, here, I really think you need to have a colon or at least a semicolon, okay, but not a comma. So, firstly, car-free days encourage, with no S, people to use public transport, which minimizes carbon emission and the impact on our environment significantly. Secondly, less private transport. Why don't we say less? How about this? Fewer private vehicles, I think, is a better term for this. And of course, transport wouldn't have had an S anyway, but fewer private vehicles is a better term. Leads to reduced traffic congestion and parking problems. This viewpoint was echoed by the survey from the Singapore government. All right, careful here. Suggesting, all right, that their car-free Sunday initiative was, because you said it was echoed, etc., was bringing down the environmental pollution by 30%, not percentage, week after week. All right? Therefore, it is conclusively clear that prohibiting usage of personal vehicles, even for a day, has lots of benefits. Because why? It's usage. That's your lead noun here. Okay, so it has lots of benefits. So despite these advantages, there are also a few. Okay? Check out the difference between few and a few. So there are a few drawbacks of this approach, or to this approach, I think is better. This is largely because disallowing the use of private vehicles often leads to overcrowding in public transport, making it uncomfortable to travel without the ing. Okay, for example, a recent study here, Article A recent study by Oxford University, without the here, shows that if vehicle-free days were enforced, okay, it needs to be passive voice, there would be a 40%, not percentage, increase in public transport users. And you need to know how to use percent and percentage. When you have a number in front of the word, you just use percent. When you want to just refer to it as a thing, you say the percentage of this has increased, okay, but without a number. So that's just a general rule to keep in mind. So in addition, prohibiting usage of trucks has an economic impact, as many companies rely on large vehicles to move bulk goods and raw materials for manufacturing. Thus, it will negatively affect their business due to these transport restrictions. Consequently, the banning of private vehicles has its disadvantages as well. In conclusion, although there are drawbacks in controlling the usage of private vehicles, from the arguments and examples provided, I firmly believe that the vehicle-free days have more advantages, such as reduction in pollution and traffic jams. All right. The paragraphs themselves are very nice. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If there's a couple things that I want to talk about here, and for me the big thing with this essay is the coherence and cohesion. Let me tell you what I mean. First of all, the paragraphs need to be reversed. I think we might have talked about this before, but you always talk about the argument you support last. All right, so since you think the advantages are stronger, you put them at the bottom. Just think that they carry more weight, and so we put them second. So first you should have put this, and then you should have taken this and put that down here. All right, so that's the first thing regarding the structure of your paragraphs. The other thing that I noticed is not so much in your first body paragraph, but in your second body paragraph, you had a lot of these cohesive devices in the beginning of the sentence. So let me show you what I mean. This was okay, you need to do it, but then you have, for example, in addition, thus, consequently. So, linking your sentences together is really important, but you also have to have a little variety because when you have these front position cohesive devices, it just gets a little, number one, monotonous, but also they act as a speed bump, okay? Because you can see even when you read it, for example, comma, in addition, comma, thus, comma, consequently, comma. So I want you to try exploring some other ways to link your sentences together. Okay. But on the whole, I liked it, so it's just those two things that I would really advise you about. So let's take a look at the second essay. Okay, so here it is, job application. Oh, long. Wow, really long. All right, let's see. It makes me curious. How long did this actually take you? Okay, so do keep in mind that you should never spend more than 20 minutes on your letter. All right, so looking at this, it does feel rather long, and it also makes me wonder if maybe you've included some information that is not relevant. But like I said, I haven't read it yet, so let me take a look at it. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing in response to the advert for an IT security specialist in Jobless newspaper. On this date, the company job profile interests me, and I would like to apply for the same. Okay, you have to say I because you never have I anywhere else. I have completed my master's actually with an S, in information security from the University of London, and bachelor's S, usually with an apostrophe too actually, in computer science. I hold many professional certifications in the information security area. In addition, I am currently serving as director for Asia Pacific Information Security Professional Association, headquartered in Singapore, where I help the team to hire and train new graduates and conduct. I help the team to do this, and yes, and conduct, right, because it's to train, okay, and conduct programs to improve security awareness among the public. All right, lovely. The job description and the challenges it presents, fine, excite me. It's two things that excite you, so no S. Me to work with the company, as it will be an excellent opportunity for me to work with many experts across the region and learn a lot of new skills, which I believe can provide growth in my career. Okay, fine. I have more than 10 years of experience in the field of information security and am currently working, okay, as senior analyst in XYZ company. I have demonstrable experience in designing, implementing, and maintaining information security policy and practices in various multinational companies around the world. I have good exposure and hands-on skills that are required to manage information security risks. Oh yeah, I guess that's okay, risk. And threats that organizations as like yours face every day. Apart from professional expertise, I have excellent leadership, problem-solving, and decision-making skills that would be beneficial to the company. Please go through the enclosed CV. Let's not say that so much. It sounds a little bit kind of informal. Please, you can say please consider the enclosed CV, or please don't even tell the person what to do. Just say that you have attached your CV for their consideration. That's a more polite and less direct way of saying it. Okay, so I have attached my CV with this letter for your consideration. And then let's see what you say. Kindly let me know through my email. Okay. Again, I always hesitate in telling people what to do in these formal letters, especially when you're asking for a job. So, even though your tone is very polite, I still would avoid it. So instead you could say, like I said before, please find attached my CV for your consideration. You may contact me via email or telephone if my profile matches your requirements, plural. I am confident that I have the necessary qualifications, S, and experience for this. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Yours faithfully. Okay. Full stop here. Don't forget that. You don't need to capitalize the F. It's very nice. You can see that I didn't have a lot of things to change. However, I do, let's see, this was strange to me. I mean, here you talked about being the director of Asia Pacific, and then you said what you did, and then again you talk about it. So I'm not really sure why you had two different jobs and two different titles and everything here. You probably could have cut this out and you still would have had enough information, because as I said, it was long. I am curious for you to tell us how long this took you. But it was lovely. I mean, you know, I would interview you. So it was good. Let me think. Your enthusiasm. You taught, yeah. No, I mean, it was very good. You covered all the points. You really developed them. So I was happy with it. Just the length, really, and I don't want you to be repetitive. All right. So now what you need to do, obviously, is correct these essays, add the errors to your correction list, send them all back to us with your next essays. We'll be waiting for them. So good luck with your new writing, and we'll be here to see what you write next.